Hello! Welcome to the World at War. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Scion 2nd Edition here on Dire Bear. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, from over the Nerd Turtle Network. And joining me as usual will be Sarah, playing Sasha, Eric, playing Connor, Rap, playing Jaden, Duba, playing Robert, and Deka, playing Talarius. If the cameras seem a little weird or anything, ignore it.
We were late. Weird.
We were late today due to technical difficulties. I swapped over to a different computer, so bear with us. Anyway, so last week we started up with our brave Scions in Olympus, Nebraska. Let's see, what did we do? We followed them around a little bit of their daily life, found out a little bit about them, a little bit about who's important to them in the city. And then they each began stumbling across a group of people. Y'all remember what they were called?
The Alpha Dogs.
Very good.
The Alpha Dogs. Alpha something Omega.
Delta. Alpha, Delta, Omega.
Alpha, Delta, Omega.
It was a fraternity that had gotten started in the city back in the... Did I say it was the 90s?
I think you said it was like the early 90s, late 80s.
Anyway, at the local college, or one of the local colleges. They'd been disbanded due to their hazing practices and some underage drinking at some of their parties and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know all the details about it. Y'all haven't researched or anything.
It's also way before any of us were here.
But yeah, pretty well. So a couple of you might have been little children, which means you wouldn't have paid any attention to the news. But anyway, people running around in some of their gear, their caps, their shirts, whatnot. Well, every time y'all ran into them, they seemed to be up to some mischief. The worst of which was the beating of a fast food manager, which I believe Jaden witnessed.
And took pictures of.
Pretty much came to the guy's rescue. Sasha almost interrupted, was just a little bit late to interrupting basically a protection racket someone was trying to start on her grandparents. And this all culminated in you meeting up at a house that a bunch of them was in, and I was going to say sneaking in the front door, but I don't know if it was really sneaking or... Talarius talked his way. Talarius talked his way into the... I think it was Talarius that talked his way in the front door.
Talarius talked their way in, yeah.
And then just let everybody in. And then there were butt whoopings handed out.
Yeah.
The law showed up, would have arrested all of you, except, some of those guys were on cameras having committed crimes. So. So that eventually got sorted out, and y'all were allowed to go home. Before you split up, did you guys exchange any numbers or anything?
Absolutely. Actually, Talarius would have gone around to everybody else, like, "Hey guys, just real quick." It's like they just get their phone like this, like, come on, crowd around.
You're hilarious. But he'll just come over, just arm on Talarius' shoulder.
Everybody just lines up, strike a pose.
Strike your favorite pose. Don't be shy. It's just gonna be a picture. Grabs Sasha, brings her in.
She's very not wanting to be there.
Come on, just a picture. It's not really taking your soul.
As soon as everyone else gets in line, they just take a selfie.
Sasha is not smiling.
Absolutely not.
There
we go. That's not so bad.
Ask for so much.
Yeah, no. Being in the selfie is good enough. Huh. We had something, huh? That was interesting. Did it feel good, Sasha?
I didn't kill any of them, so I didn't lie to my grandparents.
There you go. Perfect.
Speaking of perfection,
The void.
What about the rest of you? You
Goodbye.
guys, you all feel good beating up those frat boys? They're kind of assholes, so I mean, they deserve it.
But did
I
they
do
all
stuff like
deserve it?
this on the. I do stuff like this on the regular, so it's fine for me.
I mean, to be fair, at least now when I come over here and finish renovations on this place, it won't be loud and obnoxious. So, the plus to me, I guess.
See,
There
there you
you
go.
go.
That and we stopped them from trying to extort protection money. Well, at least to the idiots who were here. Can't speak for the rest that might be somewhere out partying right now.
That's a good
Well,
question. Did Sasha recognize if any of the ones here were the two that she kind of hounded?
One of them was.
Okay.
When y'all walked in the door, one of them pointed at you, talking about the weird chick, and the other one pointed at
Yeah.
Jaden.
I remember now.
All right.
But it wasn't both of the ones you dealt with, and it wasn't everybody that was at the fast food restaurant. There was only like
We gotta
5
go
of these
find
guys
the rest
total
of
here,
them.
so
There was a lot less people than what I encountered.
yeah, there were at least 2 carloads of them where Jaden was.
I wonder if they have another place that they hide out at.
could be.
Or maybe they want to go to annoy somebody else.
Mhm. Do you want to check back with your grandparents before we break off into other things, or did you want to?
That's
Stop.
where I was going.
Yeah, we can go double check just in case they made their way back. We're all over here, so if some of them went back that way, that would be less good.
Hmm.
Just kind of like looks and just kind of like, okay, and just starts walking back towards her grandparents' shop.
Hilarious Falls.
Works for me. And Connor will just follow along, just chattering away. Just about anything and everything, really.
5,000 facts about bananas.
Yeah, Robert would have been like, "Well, I still feel responsible for telling you this, so yeah, I'll go be witness to telling your grandparents at least that."
I mean, the worst they can do is ground me, and well, no, that's actually not the worst they could do. But I mean, the worst they could do is ground me. Yes, actually, I'm just gonna keep walking.
That's an interesting turn of phrase.
Yeah, you do realize I have a vehicle. I could happily take all of you to your grandparents' shop. It would save the trouble.
Jason, we lost video on the Twitch feed.
I noticed that. Hang on a second, I'm gonna change scenes and then change back. Just 1 second. Well, they can probably everybody can probably still hear us.
They can still hear us, probably. Yeah.
Meow.
I don't know why he's meowing.
Uncle Eric is not here. Where is he?
Mother, I must lay on someone's face that they're allergic.
Okay. It's literally a matter of turning it on, turning it back off, and everything snaps back. I don't know what's going on.
There you go, Kevin. We're looking good.
We're back.
All right.
Yay.
So we're heading to the grandparents.
All right.
As I have a screaming.
Now,
child
all of
behind
you
me.
walked to get here except for Robert.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all all load him his truck to go back? Or his work
if
van,
you-
I forget what he had.
Yes,
I mean, does he have enough space for all of us and 2 animals?
He has a work truck, aka some of you can send the cab, the rest can send the back. It's open air, so you and the animals can enjoy a nice breeze as we drive down the road. So
Yeah,
whatever
I'll-
two feels like cramming in the front with him, and then the other two can ride in the back with the pets.
shotgun.
Yeah, Sasha would get in the back with Smoochums.
All right. Anyway, y'all load up. Y'all get back to the. By this time of night, I'm sure the shop is closed.
Probably, yeah.
So y'all get back to whatever apartment the grandparents have here in town,
Mm-hmm.
or a house, whatever. It's up to. That is up to Sarah.
Probably
record.
lives like either above or like on the property of the nursery.
I'll see. Connor probably, honestly, instead of riding, he would just use the Ryu
Parkour.
Jingu Bong and basically just launched himself up onto the roof of a building, and then probably would have taken the rooftops along the way, just following the truck. He likes to run.
I also just picture all three heads of spruce just hanging over the side, tongues out.
One of them looks really pissed.
Yeah.
Really pissed, but tongue still out, just like really angrily enjoying it.
How dare you do something that makes me enjoy it?
Indeed.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, y'all get back to the grandparents without any trouble.
Goes up, knocks on the door.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause you don't stay with them.
No, she has her own place.
It doesn't take just a minute, and your grandmother opens the door.
Hello.
She doesn't say anything. She starts
Anyone?
looking you over. Like she's checking
I'm
her damage.
fine. I'm fine. Everyone's. We didn't kill anyone.
Not for not trying.
The trick is, it's not just Sasha that turns and looks at you like that. The grandmother has almost the exact same expression. You know, it's not that they necessarily resemble each other, but they've got that mannerism at least.
It's passed on through the family line.
It's gets a
Mother.
generation.
To daughter.
Yeah. Probably like perched up, like up somewhere nearby. Is like, oh, so that's where she gets that from.
They followed me.
Making sure she's safe.
Let's see now. A couple of y'all may look like you've been in fights, because a couple of you got smacked some.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Connor, I don't know if I left it on his sheet, but he has
was
two.
bruised, wasn't he?
Yeah, he has 2 marks of bruising. One from kick to the chest, and the other was pool cue to the head.
Luckily, it was only his head. He doesn't
A
really.
little bit of blood dribbling down.
Yeah. But what that does mean is that at any point, Jason go, hey, you have a complication of 1 on trying to do something you have to buy off. Ugh.
I should have done that while you were roof running. Oh, your concussion is throwing off your sense of distance.
Fall off.
Have that Hellboy moment of, oh crap.
I don't know. Would his connection to the epic dexterity purview negate that? Because doing that is effortless to him.
Effortless swimming, perfect health.
Effortless.
If I made it a complication, it's a complication. I mean,
That's fair. Yeah.
Getting cracked in the head, even if when you have effortless, means you have to put effort into it.
Yeah, he was definitely cracked in the head.
all right. So who are your friends?
I need to look up the healing rules.
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Immediately, like, Hilarious Amoriad. Nice to meet you.
Pleased to
They
meet
have their
you.
hand out.
Reaches out, shakes your hand.
She knows this because she didn't get anyone's names.
Right.
This is
Howdy,
a
ma'am.
convenient
It's
way to do
good,
that.
good to see you again. Robert Jones.
Oh yeah,
I
you
worked on.
do construction or something. Yeah. We had you in the shop.
Yes, ma'am. I did some renovation work for you. Probably not too long ago. I think a couple months ago.
Yes. How did you get involved in my granddaughter beating people up?
I happen to be the fortunate soul that was working on the house next door to these frat boys, and overheard them talking smack and about something they were trying to do to you and your husband, trying to extort y'all for protection money. Yeah, I kind of couldn't let that slide, so I came to check on y'all, and that's when I ended up telling her, and you can figure out the rest. So on that note, my apologies.
Well, you were trying to do something good, and hopefully it worked out.
Oh, it did.
And then she looks over at Rap, or over at Jaden, rather.
Name's Jaden. Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Interesting dog you have. She doesn't seem as
Yes.
alarmed by it as a lot of people, but yeah. Says,
And since I was 15, so yeah.
So a year or two ago.
Thanks for the compliment, but no. For the past 7 years.
Oh. And who was the voice I heard up on my roof?
That'd be me. Hello, hi. As Connor sort of just swings over, hanging upside down, looking at him.
I'm not even going to ask how you got up there.
I like to monkey around.
Hilarious almost audibly rolls their eyes.
Sasha like closes her eyes and like takes a deep breath, like.
Well, dear, I'm
Oh.
glad to see you're making friends.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Sorry, that was rude. As Connor just vaults off, pole extends down, and sort of slides down it, and it shrinks again.
Now the grandmother's like,
He holds out a hand, just wide grin. Hi, I'm Connor Hughes.
well, pleased to meet you, Connor. That's
He's just all grins.
Is that one of those collapsing staffs I've seen on the internet?
Something like that. Got it from Dad.
Oh.
Sharp O.
Well, I'm glad you all looked after my granddaughter here. I'd invite you in, but it's kind of late.
Did
I got
anyone
go
come
past
back?
What was that?
Did anyone come bother you later this evening?
No,
After I'd
we
left.
haven't seen anybody since that first two of them came in.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be back when the store opens. And she kind of like leans over, gives her grandma a kiss on the cheek, and like over her shoulder. I'll see you in the morning, Grandpa, and just turns around and walks off again.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll talk then. Goodbye, everybody. You know, she basically watches y'all load back in the truck and take off.
Yeah.
Wait,
All
we're
right.
loading in the truck again?
Well, I guess
Where
you
are we
could just walk
going?
off. But
Robert just drops us off at our houses.
No, she's walking.
nobody tells him where you live. He just dropped you all off at your houses. You realize he's been stalking you for weeks.
Some creepy. That's like last campaign kind of creepiness.
Well, I mean vampires, so that's kind of a given.
All right, so I'm going to assume y'all kind of split up for the night here.
Yeah.
Does anyone exchange numbers or anything?
I've given everyone my number.
Okay.
Curious if they're like they have like little business cards that they hand out.
Nice.
Very professional.
Oh yeah, no. Bossy Robert would have done the same thing. Like, right, guess y'all need to get a hold of me. He just hands everybody a card.
See, Robert makes sense. Dicka, I am sure, is just stealing my ideal from John Moodysson.
It would make sense though if they're trying to be like a personality to have all their contact information all at once.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I still think he's copying me, though.
So I think he's what?
I think you're copying me.
Copying you as far as what?
With your demigod handing out cards, telling who they are. All
They're
right.
a social media person. That's what they do. What's John Woodison's excuse?
He's a godling for hire, is what he does.
Fair enough.
All right. So y'all split up for the day, or the evening.
Evening.
Smoochums, and shoot,
Sasha.
no, the other dog,
Spruce.
Spruce. That's right.
Like the tree.
Yes. I have it written down here somewhere, I'm sure. They take one last butt sniff of each other and head off. It's an odd behavior for Smoochums. It's no part of him is dog, but anyway.
Big old alligator nose.
Ooh, that's cool. So y'all split for the evening. Next morning rolls around. I don't know what times y'all usually get up and get active, but let's see. We'll start with Connor.
Yes.
You get home, maybe pop a few aspirin or something.
Yeah.
Go to bed. How early would Connor be up?
He's usually up by about 5 to 6.
Okay. You're up. There's some news stories about the fight at the house. They talk about the guy that was arrested because he was being accused of running a protection racket. Though the police are still investigating that. They picked up one of the guys that was assaulting a local fast food manager. Did we ever decide what restaurant that was?
I think we said it was
They
Culver's.
said it was Culver's.
Culver's. The Culver's manager. And then the rest of the people in the house were picked up kind of just on suspicion. And they're sorting out who they were and whether they were involved in either incident.
Yeah.
And what their connection was to the old defunct Alpha Delta Gamma fraternity. None of the people picked up are actually old enough to have been in the fraternity when it was actually around.
Yeah.
They're all roughly some of y'all's ages. Connor, your name comes up in the interview, or in the story.
Okay.
As does Telarius's. Trying to think. Sasha and Jaden, not so much. Robert. I'm going to say Robert gets named by name. He's a local businessman, so that information on him comes up pretty easy. And Telarius and Connor are both somewhat known on the internet.
I mean, so is Jaden.
She's a local, I think.
You're right. I had forgotten that you were on the internet. I was just thinking about the survival training. All right. Everybody but Sasha gets mentioned by name.
And the corporation that kind of wants to silence her.
I'm on day 1 of healing.
Well, it's just 2 bruises. It shouldn't take you that long.
Actually, it does. Bruises take 2 days to heal naturally unless treated. Or
Oh, it takes 2 days?
Wouldn't aspirin not be treating it?
For a bruise, I would say so.
Just go slake some hunger. Oh wait, no.
Well, if we'll count it as treated, then I will remove the bruise conditions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because from reading through the damage thing, treating an injury reduces its severity by 1 as long as there's a box there.
Okay.
But you could only do that, like, to reduce it by 1. You can't do it more than once. So I will remove the bruise
So you couldn't get
conditions.
rid of an injured in one day.
Yeah, an injured would become a bruised.
But if you went home, popped a couple aspirin, put an ice pack on, I mean, that's about all you do for a bruise. So.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's not like you're all gashed up and you have to like get surgery or something.
Yep.
That's like injured and taken out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the 4 of you are named by name.
Okie dokie.
As being involved in the altercation.
Mm-hmm.
It mentions, Connor, that, you've been involved in a few altercations like this. Always with people that were either, up to something criminal or... of course, the number that, they mentioned 1 or 2, you've been involved in a lot more than that, but, the police aren't always aware of your involvement, so...
Mm-hmm. They just know that occasionally some criminals get trussed up in front of the the station.
And then we have to let them go because there's no evidence. Hilarious, you would probably find this out pretty quick. I'm sure your phone is probably one of the first things you hit when you get up. And some of Hilarious's followers are on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or not on the internet, not on the report, on your on their Twitter, asking questions about what they were doing there, and how they track those
Just
guys
doing
down.
the right thing. Just doing the right thing. No further questions.
Well, I have
So I-
misaligned your camera some kind of way. I'm cutting half of your head off.
I just imagine the whole.
Slouch, Deca, slouch.
I'm
Just imagine-
trying.
There you go.
Posture of a giant shrimp. Posture of a giant shrimp.
In my head, I'm sitting here going, Claire's saying, doing the right thing. Smash back to the video of Connor literally just like leaping at somebody to start clocking them.
Now, did Hilarious record the actual fight?
I would say they would have recorded like the majority of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because that was his whole thing, recording and giving us support.
Their whole thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's right. Because you did handle the video over to the police, so. So at least one reporter does go on wanting to know who this other woman was. But
It's a mystery.
Clearly it is.
They do the whole.
They're also puzzled by the well, there were some animals present.
There were.
But they don't seem to have any really good shots of the animals, though they've got part of Smoochums and they're trying to figure out what it is.
Depends on what part of Smoochums they got.
That's a better question.
That is.
But it's blurry, because both Smoochums and Spruce were in constant movement. So even the shots you've got of them are pretty blurry. Your typical cryptid kind of photos.
Yeah, they would intentionally like do that to like shake it up a little bit. Mondays can't hear about this.
I wonder if there's a shaky cam filter you can put on stuff.
Yeah.
So you're standing there perfectly still, but the video's doing this. Anyway. So you see all of that. By 8 o'clock, everybody except Sasha's phones are ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Do her grandparents tell her?
What time did she roll into the shop?
She probably rolls in way early, like before it opens. So 7-ish.
Well, your granddad, Sasha's granddad, is kind of old fashioned. So when Sasha walks in, he's got the newspaper and shows you the article on it. And the photos, there's a photo of the outside of the house that, one of the newspaper's reporters or photographers took. But in the article, there's a smaller shot that's obviously a still frame from the video. Did Hilarious upload the video the night before?
They didn't upload it anywhere. They're still trying to pick pieces of it out so that they look good.
You live streamed it though.
I did live stream it.
So there's people probably clipping it all over the place.
Yeah, sure.
Did your enemy clip it?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Yes. Because the enemy needs a nice picture of Hilarious' face for his dartboard.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sasha shows up. Her grandfather's got the newspaper out. He looks around to make sure your grandmother's not in earshot. So tell me about the fight.
I mean, we went in there and one guy hit some people with some sticks and then got hit with a stick. And the one with the crazy hair was in the corner screaming and recording. The three-headed dog bit somebody, I think.
Oh, I would like to
It
have
was
seen
a
that.
fight.
Don't tell your grandmother I said that.
Of course.
Hmm.
I'll make sure to get you an extra copy of the newspaper so you can clip it.
Does Smoochums bite anybody? He looks over the counter at Smoochums.
No, Smoochums just stayed kind of beside me.
He starts looking you over, kind of like your grandmother did the night before, but he talked to you first.
I didn't get hit, and I didn't kill anyone. No one else killed anyone.
Well, that's good. I mean, they were, they were some assholes, but they hadn't actually done anything that deserved, getting shot or eaten.
If you say so. She'll just go start watering things.
He just goes back to his paper.
Go water all the.
Now, like I said, the rest of you getting phone calls by 8 in the morning. Some of them are from local newspapers. Some of them are from the local TV stations. Everybody'd like a chance to talk to you about what went on the night before.
It's hilarious. It's just like, shit, I didn't teach them how to do media training.
Well, Jaden was gonna ignore her phone because she had online classes that morning and she wasn't answering anything.
So all during your online class, every now and then you see the
Phone
screen on your
vibrate.
phone light up. You probably got it silenced, but it's lighting up. At least a couple of your students had seen or heard something about it, so they ask you a few questions. The one that the day before had been asking you about seeing anything weird in the woods. She's actually got clips from Hilarious's video showing the blurry images of Smoochums and Spruce, and she wants to know what those were.
Everyone collectively, I'm gonna kill that person.
Really big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what she will say. Just really big dogs.
Really, because look at the side. That one's head is like it's all spread laid out or something. It's blurry, but it's almost like it's got more than one.
It could have just been the movement because there's not a good picture of them.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he was recording it with a cell phone, so. But that other one looks like it's bald and got a mane. And
Maybe they didn't want the dog to feel bad and bought one off of Amazon. I mean, you can buy a mane off Amazon.
can you?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay. What breed of dog was it?
I didn't ask. I was too busy.
She doesn't seem totally satisfied with your answers, but yeah, she lets it go. And
And she'll send her a link of a mane that you can get off Amazon.
I like how you're being secretive talking to people, but you just walk down the street with the animals. Oh, Lord. Those poor pets.
It's a holdover from Vampire.
Anyway. All right, so today Jaden has online classes, so those
I mean-
go without incident.
No, she works, but she also goes to school.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
No.
doing
No.
online classes for your students.
No,
My bad.
she works, but she also goes to school.
My bad.
She goes part-time. So,
Yeah, okay.
yes. She does.
So when you go into work later, this is the conversation you have with that woman.
Yes. And then on her phone, she will show her the link. Show her the Amazon where you can buy a mane.
Oh, okay. Robert, you go back out to that same work site the next day. They've got the house next door is taped off. They're not there when you get there. While you're working, some more police show up. Probably the forensics types or something. They do some more work inside. You do see a car kind of do a slow drive-by of the property. Give me... Pull up a character sheet where I can say what's going on. This would be... Cunning, I suppose. And... Well, they don't really have an alertness one in this, do they?
Really?
Subterfuge? Or survival?
Yeah, I guess we can go with survival.
I think those would be the only things I could think of.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Jason,
Yes.
something I just remembered. How many momentum dice do we have from last game? Probably just added one to it. But
All right, momentum. I think I've got that chart pulled up right here. Since for some reason I don't believe the momentum stuff is on the screen. Oh wait, no, there it is. I just missed it last time. All right, so you get a momentum as consolation for a failed roll. If it's a roll you got a specialty in, that's a +1 as well. If you botch, that's +2 momentum. And if you seed a fight, it's +3 per character. Y'all did not give up last time, so.
no.
Didn't.
So you had at least a couple of failed rolls last time. Duba just missed one.
So we had one from Jeremy for cunning firearms,
Had at least 2 from me.
one from Rappy, cunning firearms, stamina from Rappy, presence leadership from Jeremy, dexterity close combat from Josh, and then cunning survival. So if we're talking about like straight zeros, that'd be 6.
Jesus.
Okay. And then we will start y'all off at 6.
Because RNG hates us this go round because you got to hit high to actually succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why momentum's a thing.
Mm-hmm. And momentum's one of the
Literally-
few things, other than maybe some knacks, that add straight to your dice pools.
Yeah.
A lot of the other stuff is extra successes as long as you get a success.
And
All
get
right.
XP if we spend half of it in a single scene.
Well, that probably means because things are going bad for you. That happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Train of thought. Where was I? Right. Jaden taking her classes.
Someone slow down to do a slow drive by the property.
That's right. And you glance out the window, and you see him kind of driving slow past that other house. They almost come to a stop in the front of the house you're working in. But by the time you step over the window trying to get a better look, they're already driving back off. You do realize they'd probably gotten a really good look at the back end of your truck. They probably couldn't have seen you through the window, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they took that time to realize, oh, hey, that's his vehicle.
Connor, let's see. You tend to go out for runs in the morning.
Yeah.
Is he going to change? Well, basically, what are you doing? What are you doing this morning?
Well, he's going to go on a run. First off. And probably going to call Jen.
Okay.
Probably
Call his home number or call the dojo?
home number.
Okay. This early, you just managed to catch him. You pull out your phone knowing it's 50-50 whether he'll be out the door yet. But you
Yeah.
managed to catch him. Morning, Connor.
What's up, Pops?
Not much. Had breakfast. Getting ready to head into the dojo.
Right. About that. Had a bit of a favor I'd like to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how you've been bugging me about learning how to use a staff in combat?
Well, you've got one, so you might as well know how to use it.
Yeah. You
I'm
want to get started on that?
I'm assuming Jen knows about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, you want to teach me the bit more than the basics with it?
We can start up some lessons.
Oh, okay.
This is about the little shindig you had last night?
I mean, maybe. I mean, come on, there were cute girls involved.
Mm-hmm. And from what I read, pool cues, so, somebody else already knew how to use a staff, didn't they?
Eh, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, just come out of the dojo sometime today. We'll get you started.
Alrighty. I'll be there when I'm there.
That's usually how that works, yeah.
Going on a run. Okay, bye.
He just hangs up. Jen has a habit of not saying bye on the phone.
Yeah. Connor says bye enough for the both of them. And then he goes on his run.
Or maybe he's hanging up as you're about halfway through. By around... Oh, it was Hilarious.
Hi.
Are they gonna? Would they be spending the morning editing their video?
Yeah. Just making sure, like, A, the weird creatures don't get seen all that much. And B, the good parts that they were able to capture are just like, yeah, look at Connor go, pow.
It's a very
Stuff like
Inception moment for Deca, as he who likes to clip videos so much now has a character to clip videos.
that.
Keeping the animals out of sight's not too bad. Like I said, none of the video really catches a good look at them.
Mm.
For the most part, you're kind of up, human waist level and up, so you're only catching kind of the tops of them.
Right.
And anytime they were attacking or something, they were fast
Off somewhere else. Yeah. They would also put like music and stuff in it as well. Or not like music, but like sound like campy 60s Batman sound effects. Pow! Biff!
I'm thinking of some Street Fighter sound effects that would work too.
Mm-hmm.
Fatality.
Especially when that was not Street Fighter.
Mortal Kombat.
But especially like when Robert knocked one of the guys, up into the air and halfway across the room.
Just yeeted them.
Joking.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I mean, I was thinking, like, if we hadn't wrapped up, I would have tried that next. I was like, oh, he did it. I'm going to do that too. Because Might 4 spit a whole bunch of successes, just off like a gunshot.
Just hilarious. Jaden leaves
Yes.
her phone just on silence as answer. Do the rest of you actually answer the phone when all these reporters start calling? Keeping in mind that you wouldn't necessarily know which ones are reporters when it starts up. It's just people you don't know calling you.
Mm.
Honestly, Connor would do what I do IRL, which is if it's not a number I don't recognize, I just put the phone back in my pocket and let him leave a voicemail.
Robert would have
Really?
probably answered one or two of them, but then realized that this is just people calling to bother him and not potential jobs. So he, after like by the third one, if he would have just been like, just start, just taking it, click it, put in his pocket, rings again, click it, put in his pocket. Just starting to ignore him at about the third call and on.
Well, the one you answer, they just want to interview about what was going on, about what tipped you off,
I mean, he would have been compliant and just told him straight up, like, yeah, I mean, the frat boys are over here next to this house I'm doing renovations for, and as I was sitting here working, I happened to overhear one of them boasting pretty loudly about, something they're doing, and it's kind of something they shouldn't really be doing. And I went to go check on the people that was involved, and after that, well, some people felt real strongly about them not taking that kind of crap. So it escalated a lot quicker than I thought.
And she has a few questions for you, how fast did you think it would escalate?
What did you
Uh,
think was going to happen when he tried to fight a bunch of drunken frat boys?
Well, his whole thing was, he tried to explain that he was just calling to make sure the people were okay and to be like, hey, you may want to call the police because what they're doing is wrong, and if you let them keep doing this, it's not going to get any better. Try and get somebody that has the power to stop them.
He has the power to stop.
Well, some people had the power to stop them. It just wasn't the authorities.
now, this reporter, she also asked you about the animals. What kind of animals were those, with you?
This interview is over.
He'd be like, well, from what I could tell, one of them was a mastiff. God, it was a big boy. I don't know what she feeds that thing, but it's a healthy one, whatever it is. But like I said, it's about as big as a mastiff, so I have to assume it's at least that breed. I didn't really get a good look at it, but, then again, when the drunken frat boy comes at you with a pool cue, you kind of have to pick and choose what you're focusing on.
Oh, yes, she understands. What about the other one?
It looked to be about the same size, but I want to say it was just a breed smaller than a mastiff, and he's sitting there like naming off random dog breeds that he thinks is like a size or two down from a mastiff. It's like, poor thing, it looked like it had a bit of a kind of a hair condition. It didn't seem like it had any hair on it. It looked like it was almost bald to some degree.
Oh, like
Well,
it
it
had
looked
the
like the owner
mange.
was a sweetheart. Got like a little mane or something to put on it so it'd keep it warm some.
Uh, as for the rest of you, your phone voicemails start filling up with offers for interviews from the papers, TV stations, even one radio
Save
station.
money on life
What have you on?
insurance.
Do what now?
It's like there's one that's like save money on life insurance.
We're trying to contact you about your automobile's warranty.
You gotta love those, especially when you listen to it far enough. It's just like, yeah, about that Ford Focus. It's like, I don't own one. Click.
No, Hilarious would have answered like the first couple of ones, but they also know how to like go around questions to where they're answering them but not answering them.
Answering them without telling anybody anything.
Yeah,
So what kind of dogs are those big ones?
those are some big dogs. There's like 4 of them. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 o'clock, Sasha, you've had a few customers come in. One of them is a older lady that comes in, and she only occasionally buys things, but she'll stand around and talk to your grandmother for 30 minutes about gardening stuff. And window shopping the entire time. But she's in there with her grandson, like a 12-year-old or so. And he keeps looking at you and looking down at his phone and looking at you and looking down at his phone. Where normally when she drags him in here, he just stays focused on his phone.
Homer Simpson's into some house plants.
There's a purview for that, I think. Hold on.
It's like
You just have to be a scion of Homer Simpson.
Give me a second. I'm looking. I think there is a purview for it.
She doesn't have it.
I know that.
It's probably some nature deity.
I mean, for later. Gosh.
But about 9:30, the lady's you think's about to wrap up her conversation with your grandmother because her grandson has a couple times been like, "Grandma, can we go now? Grandma, we're supposed to be doing this and that and the other." She gets the kind of shushing motion. But
Boy, we will leave when I say we leave.
But she decides all of a sudden that it's time to leave when there's a large, loud crashing sound and a brick seems to come flying through the front window.
She just very calmly goes over and picks up the brick.
Your grandmother goes, "Put that down. The police will need to fingerprint." And she's kind of ushering the lady and her grandson back behind the counter.
Just drops it and just towing it with her foot, like looking to see if anything's written on it or anything.
Then a brick comes crashing through the glass from the front door.
She goes out the front door.
There's 3 guys standing out there next to the car. 2 of them have nothing in their hand. The third one is rearing back with a brick.
You should reconsider that.
And then he throws it at you.
But I have to roll to dodge.
Oh, that would probably be close. No, close combat. Athletics. And probably dexterity. I mean, you could make a argument for cunning if you realized ahead of time that it was probably going to happen when you stepped out there. But
Dexterity works. I mean, it works as a description, but I rolled like shit.
7 momentum.
Yeah.
So did he.
They both failed.
Throws it at her and just like ends up like falling short or something.
It hits a trampoline that wasn't there. Just whoop.
No, it drops. It's like he probably let go of it too soon, or no, he didn't let go of it soon enough, so he kind of threw it at a down angle. So it hits a few inches shy of your feet and just kind of skids past you. His 2 buddies just start laughing at him.
Fucking idiot.
Couldn't throw a brick at a girl.
Threw a brick like a girl. There's not a lot of PC in their comments.
Oh yeah. Having watched Telarius do their thing with their phone and recording stuff, she pulls out hers and starts recording.
That was not something I was expecting. One of the guys, as soon as you start pulling your phone out, kind of tugs his hat down low. The other 2 charge you.
Ooh.
Does she have enough time to do a quick look around at the street to see like how full it is?
It's fairly early. There's a couple of people out.
She's like falling back a couple of steps and calling for smoochums.
Now, y'all tend to shut him in the back room, right?
I mean, he's not going to have to like Kool-Aid man through walls to get to her, but he might knock over a couple pots or a plant.
Okay.
He's not graceful. I mean,
you hear heavy steps running behind you. If you've ever seen a hippo run,
couple of
they've got
crashes.
speed, but they are not so.
Not grace.
They're not grace, but when they come at you at speed, good luck.
Yeah.
So you hear him scrambling you hear that growling vibrate he does from the back room. He is headed your way.
She'll take whatever hit she has, or like try to dodge, but she's not going to actively engage.
All right, first one's taking not really a swing so much as he's trying to disarm you. He's trying to get He's trying to take your phone. All right, he fails miserably. All right. The other guy, however, does get a success.
A singular success.
A singular success.
Well-
Which means he cannot take the phone from you because that costs an extra success, I believe.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's holding up and narrating like these three gentlemen just threw 2 bricks at my grandparents' business, one to myself.
all right. We are going to. This is not an opportune moment to cut away.
I mean, I'm down for it if you want to.
Well, I just hate to do a long combat. Well, it won't be a long combat. Let's cut over to Connor.
Yes.
As you show up at Jin's dojo,
Mm-hmm.
there's some guys waiting around outside.
He's probably perched up on a roof just looking down at him.
You know, they're not doing anything to the dojo. They're not, they're not like right in front of the dojo, but they're close, to one side of the door, kind of in front of the next storefront over or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be keeping a pretty good lookout down the street.
Are they wearing the paraphernalia of the fine gentleman that they roughed up the night before?
They are not.
They're not. Okay.
They're all dudes. They're about that same age.
Mm-hmm.
And one of they got jackets on or hoodies or whatever zipped up. So you don't know what kind of they could be wearing a shirt up under there, but none of them are wearing like the ball caps.
Phone out, camera sort of scroll in, picture, and then call. He's gonna call Jin at the dojo, using the dojo line this time.
What's the name of Jin's dojo?
Never to think of that.
It's the
Jin's
first thing
dojo.
they told you to do.
Yeah, I know that. But work,
Oh.
IRL's been nonsense.
Anyway, so you call Jin answers with the name of the dojo. So it's whatever dojo.
I'll get you one before next week.
Okay, that's fine.
Master Jin, there appears to be a problem.
Oh, can you not make it in today?
Oh no, I can. I'm currently on the rooftop across the street, but there appear to be some gentlemen keeping a very close eye on the street.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. You hear him walk in, then you see the front door of the dojo, and he kind of he looks out one way, he looks down the other way, and then sees them. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. So they don't look like they're doing anything right now.
It probably will if I come swinging in.
Well, there's always the back door.
That's true. I'll come by that way. Honestly, it's kind of amusing to me to see how long they'll wait out there.
All right, so you managed to slip in the back door without any trouble.
Yep.
A little bit later, some students come in. They starts up one of the classes. He's got you teaching some of the kind of rudimentary stuff to some of the younger students.
Yeah.
You've been there an hour and a half when you notice one of those guys has walked and has walked over and is looking in the front window of the dojo. And you kind of see him mouth, "Son of a," and he turns, he kind of gestures, and the other guys kind of look. But they're looking at you. They see Jen. There's another instructor or two in there. So you see him have a quick little conversation, and then there's a lot of nodding, and they walk off. At least out of view of the front window.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Let's see, Talarius. Are you going to spend all day editing, or are you going to go out? I know you say a lot of times you usually go out and try to find something, but you got this video to work on, so.
It's mostly most of the pet project today. Every now and again they'll take a break, look over stuff on online, sift through like people like bad mouthing or doing whatever.
There is a comment by somebody identified as Alpha Dog. Alpha Dog 13.
Sure.
And it's dog spelled with, D-A or spelled D-A-W-G. Just says he's looking for you. He's never commented before. You're not familiar with him.
Just reply with like a dog emoji.
Little corgi butt. Jaden, as you are now, your classes, do you drive them out to the park every day, or is there sometimes just in like the little storefront classroom kind of thing?
Sometimes it's just in the storefront if she's not going to take them out, depending on the level they are.
Okay. You get kind of the same. It's kind of the same deal that Sasha got then. You're teaching class, and then suddenly a brick comes crashing through the window. But where the flower shop had, it had a decent sized front window, but not one of the huge, the entire front wall was a window. This one's kind of the entire front wall is the window. And you see three men walking towards the door, while one of them stopped and chunked the brick.
She's gonna go and call 911.
Okay. These guys are blatantly wearing kind of the Alpha Dog outfits, but they've all got the little bandana, those kind of bandana style masks that a lot of people are wearing right now. They've got those pulled up.
She's gonna tell one of the other guys to start taking pictures of them walking up to the store as she's calling the police.
911. What's your emergency?
I got these Alpha Dogs right in front of my job, and she'll, give the address. Get here now. They're throwing bricks, and I'm not the only one in here.
We have officers on their way. Please stay on the line.
She's gonna make sure they're listening and taking pictures.
Your students, the 5 or 6 students you got in here, are all kind of falling back. Should we run out the back door?
Cops said they're on their way.
One of them's like, "What if they got guns?"
They would have started shooting. Cops are on their way.
It's not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true, but she'll tell them to go behind like the big dust they'll have that there's in the store, you know, when you go to make your classes,
Mhm.
to go behind there and kind of duck down.
Two of the students are like, what about you?
Don't worry about me. Just do as I say.
Most of the students just run behind there without any trouble. You know, there two of them kind of look at each other like they're, you know, they're a little hesitant to just leave you out here on your own. There's, you know, three of them and one of you. But eventually they kind of mosey back there. I mean, they're used to taking your instructions. They know you know how to take care of yourself. Two of them guys still have bricks in their hands, so there's that.
And she'll tell the lady on the phone that like two of them still have bricks. So how far are the cops?
3 or 4 minutes away tops. You know, if you can, you know, if you can get away, get away. If you can't, try to lock yourself in another room. You know, it's just giving you kind of the basic advice, you know. Basically, don't confront them unless you have to. But don't hesitate to defend yourself if it comes down to it.
She's going to move one of the tables and kind of throw it onto its side. And kind of like kneel in front of it somewhat.
Okay. So the three of them come in. The one that hesitated to throw the brick comes in, you know, a few steps behind the other two.
She's gonna pull out her gun because she has one, and she's gonna say, "Another step, and I will shoot one of your toes off."
I'll shoot your little toe.
I'll shoot your big toe. Fuck around and find out.
No, I think me and Raph are thinking about the same movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should have shot that old lady's toe. Oh, you pulled your gun. Now I'm going to have to cut you.
Jesus Christ.
Old Lady Murphy movie. No, there's actually quite a few people in that one now that I think about it. Two of the guys really hesitate, you know, when you pull the gun, and then they just kind of fall in single file behind the first guy.
She's gonna aim her gun. One more step. The cops are on their way. Make it easier on yourself.
And then we will segue, then change scene. We're going to cut away to Robert Jones.
Who is surrounded by ammunition.
So it's been an hour or so since you saw that car drive by. You are just about finished for the day. There's a little bit of like 2-man work that's got to be done the next day. You know, where you'll have your buddy out here with you. So you're packing up with an SUV. Kind of is, you know, it's driving by at normal street speed. Then sort of whips into the driveway, blocking your truck in. And again, 3 guys pile out. As they're getting out, they're pulling up their little masks. 2 of them are wearing alpha dog caps. And they just start walking up to the house. One of them stops, knifes one of the tires on your truck.
Damn.
Ooh, an idea.
He just kind of looks. Guessing you're not here to see if I can help with renovations to your place, huh?
One of them's like, nope, we're here to renovate your face.
That's a sweet offer, but I think I'm going to have to decline on that one.
No, your mouth would be a lot roomier without all those teeth. Might even teach you to mind your own business.
No offense, but if you boys didn't boast so loud, I probably wouldn't have heard nothing. But I mean,
one guy cracks his knuckles, another one reaches in and pulls a ball peen hammer out of his out from under his coat.
Okay.
None of them seem to have guns.
And that's when Robert reaches inside his jacket or his work coat, pulls out his pistol and cocks the hammer back. Please don't make me use this. We can all have a nice peaceful day. Again, I'm just trying to make an honest living. So if you would like to walk away today, please reconsider.
Oh man,
The
I knew we
wolf
should have
hunts
brought Mike.
alone.
I knew we should not have sent Mike after the chick. We should have brought him. They all stopped
Now you
walking
have
for a
me-
second.
Now you have me curious. The other chick?
Oh, we're planning to pay visits to all you buddies.
I mean, that should have been evident due to the fact to which I knew there was a lot more of you frat boys around, but when there was only 2 or 3 next door the other night, that should have given me a better clue that there'd be a lot more of you coming out of the woodwork after this one little tiny incident. So, what would you like to do, boys? Like I said, I truly don't want to kill any of you, or badly hurt you. Like I said, I'm done for the day. I just want to go home and crack a beer and relax.
One of the guys the guy in the back of the ball peen hammer's like, what are we gonna do, guys?
There's 3 of us and 1 of you.
And at the same time, the other 2 at the same time, one of them kind of swings out, kind of around a little bit, so he's not like right in front of where you've got the gun. The guy with the ball peen hammer, when he sees them doing that, he rears back to throw the hammer at you.
If
the other guy drops low to the ground and is just kind of charging at you.
He's gonna go for the one with the ball peen hammer.
Okay. Let's cut over to Connor first. Y'all are all gonna be in different places, but I'm trying to get a combat going.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
Good, good.
I have to start using my buddy Tim's thing. Anytime he was doing a game of chain scenes, he would literally just put his hands up in front of him and go like it was a transition. He started that in our Star Wars game, I think.
Again, Robert doesn't want no trouble, but they're trying to rush him.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't seen those guys in a while, Connor.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're probably half expecting them to be out there when you leave.
Yeah.
But suddenly you hear some horns honking outside as somebody cuts across a couple of lanes of traffic and is aiming their vehicle at the front window of the dojo.
Damn.
Everybody back up.
It all happens pretty quickly. Jen is teaching some students pretty close to the window. They react pretty quickly. One of them's going to, one of them freezes up, and you see Jen kind of dive across the space and just, catch him one-armed and out of the way as the SUV kind of bounces through the window and comes to a stop. You see the driver kind of smack into the steering wheel a little bit, and he's rounding off.
So Connor, seeing this, he's literally pins out, hooked, and he's gonna fire the Ryu Jangubong straight at the driver's head through the window. Just full extension.
As that happens, a couple more guys come running through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
See.
The only. Sorry, somebody posted a gift. Hilarious. You may be the one that manages to avoid this bit of conflict, since you basically just stayed in your house.
Just wanted to edit my videos today.
Yeah.
They don't know where I live.
They're probably working on it, though.
Sure.
As for the rest of you, Sasha was recording them on her phone. Is she just recording them, or was she like putting them on Facebook or something?
She is probably just recording.
Okay. All right, then.
Yeah, she's not live streaming it or anything.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily strike me as a very Sasha thing to be up on yet.
She has no idea how to do that.
I kind of figured.
It's all right. If we survive this, Hilarious will teach you.
Well, I can guarantee you Hilarious is going to survive what's about to happen. Everybody else is a little up in the air.
Okay.
All right, that was not the book I needed.
Session 2. Kill your characters.
TPK!
What happened? Got killed by frat boys.
Yep. Magical frat boys? Frat boys. Frat boys with cars and bricks.
One with probably a gun.
I mean, we are mortal.
A gun!
I mean, we are mortal tier right now. We're not hero tier yet.
You freaky mortals.
We are freaky mortals, yes, but
all
we're
right,
not.
So everybody give me an initiative roll.
Okay.
I still give you an initiative roll?
Well, everybody except Hilarious.
Would you? Shit, what was the initiative roll again? My brain.
Let me find it here. A character's initiative pool is equal to the character's combat-related skill plus cunning.
Plus cunning, that's right.
Cunning.
Okay.
Their best combat-related
Close
skills.
combat.
Okay, so
Damn, no success again. Why?
that's 2 from me. Momentum 8. Oh no, that's a skill roll.
Yeah, this is not a skill roll.
Okay. Oh, we probably don't get some of that momentum then.
Probably
Hey,
at
I
like
get
level
one
5.
success. Holy crap.
Yeah, so we take one of those momentum pull dice away.
Okay, so y'all have 5 momentum going in.
6, but yes.
I thought you had 6. You just said taking one away.
No,
Yeah,
we had
but
7.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
I had the wrong
We got
numbers
one
written down.
because of the because of a
Too much
previous
trolls.
failure.
Yep.
Even though I have a 3, don't start with me. I'll be right back.
Jason, would you like me to resolve that reflexive attack roll that I made against the driver before this started?
All right, what made that reflexive, or was that you taking an action?
Basically, I didn't know we were going to start an initiative combat. I said once the car hit and the driver bounced, Connor just fired the Jingu Bong at him. So I don't know if you want to count that as like.
Let's go ahead and roll the initiative, and we'll use that as his action in the first round that he goes.
Fair enough.
All
right.
Let me roll for my guy.
I didn't know if you wanted me to have that be like an ambush attack against the guy before the fight started.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Do we know what book would give us better information on relics and whatnot?
Hero.
Yeah,
Hero?
Hero's got that stuff.
Yeah, Hero. It has example relics, and if you want to build your own relic, to work with Jason on to build a relic, it has sort of like the charts and like what costs what, that kind of a thing. In terms
Well,
of
see,
points.
the annoying thing is if you're looking at the hero and you go to relics underneath the Azir.
Yeah. All that does is give examples of what a relic could be. for the Aesir,
Mm,
but it doesn't actually stat out the relic.
okay. What? Which one would that be then?
What page is it to set out? Is
It's
290?
under. I was
Probably 200
just
something.
looking at that.
Or is it 190?
All right,
It
so
would
y'all
be-
go.
201 birthrights
Yeah.
in the heroes.
Yes.
All right, so one of y'all goes on a 3.
Which is Sarah, but she has wandered away.
No, remember, y'all basically come up with what initiatives you go on, and then you choose who goes in those slots.
Yeah.
It's a little funky.
Ah, yeah, I tend to forget.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you
Alright,
want
so-
to design a relic, it's on page 212. That gives you the whole list of what costs what.
No, man, I see that, but I was just trying to.
Alright, then the rest of you, Josh got a 1, so that's 1 per player. So 3, 1. 3, 1, 2.
Hilarious is just off, like finishing off their videos. Like, I think I really got something here.
Mm.
Everyone's getting their shit kicked in.
And then they get a 0.
I still love the fact that there is literally a relic called Irish Muscle Car.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up and see what exactly that is. Alright.
It is a car that gives like flat enhancement bonuses to anything like driving or race related, and gives whoever bears it access to the chaos purview as well as a special power that is imbued with chaos.
And it's favored by Morrigan.
Yeah.
Alright. So for initiative, we have you guys have a slot at 3. My guys have a slot at 3. You have a slot at 2. My guys have 2 slots at 2. Y'all have a slot at 1 and 0, and then my guys have a slot at 0.
Okay.
So a player gets to go first. What player do y'all want to have go first?
I mean, I'm always good to go first, but that's because I'm the more combat focused character of the group.
Yeah.
And we don't know which of our enemies rolled the most, so I'm down with whoever wants to go first going first.
I'll do it.
And each of those slots will be one group of enemies. So. All right, go ahead and make your roll then.
Okay. Be close combat
and on your staff, what are the tags on your staff?
Tags are bashing, melee, what I'm calling extended reach, and stun. Because reach basically is like, hey, it can, for close combat weapons, it can reach into like the beginning band of the short range band, because of how we worked it out. I put out the power is the reach of the Monkey King, which gives it extended reach, lets it hit in anywhere in the short range band.
All right.
So, but it does have the stun property as well as bashing. One second. Pull that up as well. This is the first time any of us have used a weapon. Weapon tags. No stun with something. Can only be used to inflict the minor injury condition, bruised, staggered, or stunned, or the major injury condition, battered. Okay. So, it's probably. Oh no, would you consider me firing this thing at them a dexterity roll or a might roll to have it just extend? Yeah, I'll probably say dex because he's not swinging it; he's just sort of aiming it and letting it extend out at them.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that is 3, an additional enhancement for this being a melee weapon, so 4 successes.
All right. Come on now, where were my goons from last time? There they are.
I also realized that me fighting barehanded doesn't give me the melee enhancement because fists are not melee weapons.
Gotcha,
They're just me
gotcha.
fighting in melee. I still get 1 enhancement because of my specialty, but
All right, he got 2 successes.
okay, for his defense.
Yes.
Okay, so I have
So
1
you have
success.
one to spend.
Yeah, got 1 to spend.
Okay, well, you can do damage for free.
I can, which I'm going to.
Okay.
And where are those stunts?
And this guy took a bashing from his slamming into the steering wheel, so he already has 1 bashing on him, or 1 bruised, I should say.
Yep. And I'm gonna hit him again with it. You know what? I'm gonna spend that extra success to do blinding and aim straight for his eye.
Ooh.
All right, so he takes blinding, and he took.
That kills people.
Carl.
That depends on the storyteller of how much damage a rapidly extending iron staff does to somebody's eye.
Well, it's pretty big around, so it's not like it's going to go through the eye or anything.
Yeah, it's definitely probably breaking the ocular bone, though. Maybe.
It only does stun damage, you said. Well,
Yeah.
non-lethal, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so that's another injury. So he goes from bashing to injured, or from bruised to injured, I should say. And he is blind, which gives him a -1 complication.
Yeah.
I mean, you only got him in 1 eye, but that's still throwing everything off for him.
Oh, it's not that it only does non-lethal. It inflicts the major injury condition. It can only do the minor injury conditions: bruised, staggered, or stunned, or the major injury condition battered. And if I hit them to taken out by the weapon with a stun tag, they're KO'd. So yeah, it is a non-lethal weapon. But
that really only comes in that they don't die when you take them out with it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it covers what special effect kind of injury they can be given.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's them. For my first slot, the guys confronting Sasha are going to go. Or no, you know what? Let's go with the guys that are facing off against Robert. So the first guy was throwing his ball peen hammer, which he is not especially good at. He gets no failure, so it goes arcing over your head. You hear it hit the door frame behind you.
You think fixed that.
You think you hear the wood crack? That's gonna be something you have to replace. The other guy charging around. Let's go with the guy charging straight at you. He's running up at you, and you see smoke begin to come out of his hands. And then as he takes a swing at you, there's flame is licking around the edges of his hands.
Ooh, that's unique.
And everywhere that you can see his skin, it's very flush, almost looks sunburned. It didn't before he started his charge. Oh, he got 1 success. And you can dodge with your...
It's cunning and what else?
You can use your
Or
close
would it be
combat, or if you're
or
just
would it
trying
be
to get out of the
dexterity?
way, I can let you use your athletics. I'd let you use your dexterity athletics if you wanted to.
Dexterity close combat, or does it need to be athletics?
No, close combat is fine. I was just throwing out options. Yes, you can do dexterity close combat.
Okay, here's to hoping. No whammy.
Hey.
One success that counteracts his success, so he whiffs. You feel the heat off of it. Yeah, this boy ain't natural. This boy is clearly not natural.
Yeah, Robert's gonna take note of that. Just like, oh.
And the other guy tries to tackle you.
Okay.
So you can give me another close combat dexterity.
Alrighty.
I keep having to remind myself that 7s are not successes.
Yeah,
You still got 3, so I ain't too upset about it.
Yeah, tis unfortunately not like our last game where we could get away with that. But
yep.
Alrighty, here we go again.
Hey.
1.
All right. Well, he got 3.
Oh no.
So it takes 1 to hit you at all. And another 1 to counteract your success there. So that still gives him 1. Let's see. Can he? Because he's not really trying to do damage per se. He is trying to establish a grapple. It says variable successes. Force your opponent into a grapple. Both you and they can only make grapple checks until someone breaks free. The person who initiates the grapple is considered in control. Yeah, I'm going to say that success applies to that because that's all he's trying to do. Let's see. All right, so he has established a grapple with you. So I think next round you'll have to make grappling checks. Or grappling actions. Which are things like you can still inflict damage in a grapple. If you beat him by 1, you could break free if you wanted to. The critical hits thing's the same. You could pin somebody, though, with multiple opponents. That's not going to do you much good. Takedown renders you both prone. So anyway, you're considered to be in a grapple with him. And that is all 3 of them. Then the players have another initiative, another slot. So who wants to take this one?
I guess Jaden will go next.
All right, I don't hear anybody objecting. So what's Jaden going to do?
Wait.
Have they stepped forward?
No, he has not. Like I said, the other 2 guys are falling behind the guy in front. That guy has not stepped forward yet. He hasn't had an action.
Okay. Well, she didn't know. I didn't know if they stepped forward, so that's why I'm like, I'll go next. But if they haven't stepped, then she's waiting.
We can let somebody else go next then.
Okay.
All right, Robert or Sasha, who wants to go?
I mean, I'll go next. Go ahead and get my round out the way. See if I can actually break free.
All right. Grapple is athletics plus might.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
You got this. There you go.
That's all I can make because I have nothing in athletics. So that was all might, baby.
All right, so he's got 1 success. So you beat him. With that, you can spend that extra success. All right,
Crack him in the
for
mouth.
0, you can inflict damage, so you can hurt him while you're grappling. So if you want to do that, that'd give him a bruise. Maybe you bear hug him, or you twist something funny. Knee to the groin, whatever, however you want to describe it. With that extra success, you could break free. You could gain control if you wanted to keep grappling him. Take down. You could put both of you on the ground. So what do you want to do? Because you're not going to be able to shoot your gun while grappling. You're going to have to get loose to do that.
Oh yeah, no, he be trying to get loose, but he be trying to get himself like as he's fighting, he'd probably like try to get into a position to where his back is not exposed to them, to where he can have all 3 in front of him. So
Oh, that's
he'd
no
be
problem.
fighting.
You can slip out of his grapple and then kind of backpedal, kind of into the doorway.
Yeah, that'd pretty much be what he'd do. Is he just break free the grapple, like back up to the doorway, have the pistol point at him. Like, again, I just want to call it a day. We don't have to keep doing this, fellas, and I really don't want to have to send any of you to the hospital or worse. I understand we fucked up your buddies. I get that, but right now, what good is it going to accomplish to attack a carpenter, for God's sakes? Look, man, I've worked in some shady neighborhoods from time to time. It never hurts to have something on you.
All right.
You're not wrong.
But I say, I only carry a piece because I know I got to keep myself protected when people want to fuck with me.
People are fucking with you.
It's like, I don't want to have to use it.
Uh,
So again, I'm trying to be civil with the 3 of you.
Choose violence.
they don't look like they're in a civil sort of mood.
Oh, I'm sure they're not, but he's at least trying to. He's trying to fight with that thing of, I'm trying to be civil. I understand they're pissed. They have every right to be. We attacked their buddies. But at the same time, Robert is by himself. So by luck of the draw, he's either going to have to shoot to get his point across, or he's probably about to get his fat tail taken down by, 3, 3 fat boys. So.
All right.
Is it possible to do a warning shot, or is pretty much the round expended?
I would let you do a warning shot, because mechanically that's not necessarily. It's not like you're trying to hit him and do damage. So yeah, just firing a shot in the air, no problem.
Yeah, like he kind of fired like pointed towards them, but like you can tell that the gun's off and shouldn't hit nobody.
Yeah. So it goes off. The guy in the back seems the one that threw the hammer seems to be just hesitant to come forward any closer. The other 2 guys are still scrambling forward, like they think the best way to not get shot is to take you down as quick as they can, even though that's not working out for them too well.
Fair enough.
Then we'll cut back to let's cut to Jaden. The guy in front of you laughs, and you see him sort of tense, and suddenly he starts looking different. It's like his face is more angular than it was. It's not a drastic something, but something don't look right. There's a sheen to his skin.
She mutters to herself that she should have brought Spruce with her.
And then he takes one big step forward. I mean, like, overly dramatic big step forward. His buddies are actually going to wait to see what happens. They're not going to run out in front of to catch a bullet. Then we'll cut back. Cut back to Connor. The guy driving the SUV kind of stumbles out. And let's see. You're across the room. What does stun do? Oh, that's the only non-lethal damage. Okay, never mind. It's not something where he loses actions or anything.
Could be, depending on how you want to treat it.
Well, he just had his head slammed against a steering wheel, and then you hit him. So he's gonna take a minute to kind of reorient himself. The other two guys that came in just go charging straight at you.
Okay.
One of them is diving, just kind of dive through your waist like he's trying to tackle you. High school footballer style.
Right. What would you like me to roll in response?
Probably close combat, dexterity.
Okay.
Now, if you were going to like pole vault out of the way or something, you could use athletics instead of the combat, whichever way you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my athletics.
Okay.
Whoop.
2 successes.
2 successes. He had 2 successes, so that cancels out. So he makes no contact.
Okay.
The other guy runs up, and he's not taking a swing. He reaches for you with his hand splayed out, and you suddenly smell ozone, and it's like there's little arcs of electricity between each of his fingers.
Want me to roll again to dodge that?
Yes.
Same roll?
Yeah, because you avoiding contact with him, so sure.
Sure. Other 2 successes.
Success.
All right, he whiffs. Those ties go to the player. As he swings his hand, those arcs kind of extend out behind his.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is a player's turn. So Jaden hasn't gone and Sasha hasn't gone player-wise.
So Jaden will go.
All
and
right.
With that step, she will shoot.
All right, fire.
So it's what, firearms, and what's the attribute am I using?
Dexterity, probably.
Dexterity, okay.
Hey, 2 successes.
2 successes out of 7.
All right, and this guy is resisting with his.
Oh god, it is out of 7.
And my specialty is pistols. So do I add an extra to that?
Means you
You get another +1 to that. It's 3 successes.
So that's 3 successes.
So yep.
Actually, me.
It's the opposite of how we eventually found out was the way we do it in Vampire.
Oh, you're making a firearms roll, right? Yes. So you have 4 successes.
Oh, I got 2?
Yeah, if you have the firearms tag, if you're using it with a firearms roll, you get a +1 enhancement. It's basically the same thing as using a melee weapon with close combat. It's the equivalent.
So instead of 2 successes, I get 4 successes. Okay, good to know.
But you only get to roll the 2 dice to get any at all. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got a total of 4 successes. He rolled 2 successes. But let me look up what he just did to himself, which is over in the hero book. becomes. All right, so that basically gives him 1 extra success. So he got 3. So you still beat him by 1. So you still managed to do damage to him. He looks very surprised. Though it does not do the kind of damage you would expect a bullet to do to a person at close range.
She kind of started figuring when she noticed he somewhat changed.
But it doesn't puncture. It doesn't. There's no blood. It's like a chunk of skin flakes off. It's like a chunk of him flakes off where it hit. But then you do see a little bit of blood start seeping out. And it makes a noise like a bullet hitting stone. And that just leaves Sasha.
Sasha.
If you want to roll for Smooches, I'll get that name right eventually. Smoochums to attack. He's close enough to do so now. He can just come diving out the door at him.
What would be the roll for that again?
I believe manipulation.
I think you said it was presence last week.
Might have been. Oh yeah, power, finesse. It could be either one. Yeah, but yeah, presence would be fine. And close combat, since Smookums is a brawler, not a shooter. Not with his little hippopotamus feet.
Gotta level up close combat.
Success.
And I would imagine, if anything, Smoochums probably has the same kind of build stats kind of things as Spruce does as far as anything. Because they don't really have stats for the Amut Hound.
Alright, so he got 3 successes. So he goes diving out, he's snapping, and the guy manages to flail back and not actually get bit. Though he seems pretty freaked out that this, alligator lion hippo thing is dove at him.
As he should.
And then it's the bad guy facing you. Let's see. They've all thrown their bricks. So one of them, the one Smoochums is attacking, this guy tries to kick Smoochums in the snout. Ooh, and he got 3 successes to do it.
Fucking on now. Can I roll for Smoochums to attempt to dodge?
Yeah, 2 presence athletics, I guess. Or close combat, whichever one's better.
They're both equally bad.
Well, then it doesn't matter.
1 success.
Alright, so 1 just to hit him. 1 to overcome his success. That still leaves him an extra 1.
What are the stats for the hounds?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
So
find out.
Smoochums takes a bashing.
They don't have stats for hounds. It just says the
No,
creature now possesses modest power, such as a hellhound, golem, nightmare steed, or pegasus.
The stats for the Cerberus hound that you have.
You just told me it was 3-star. I can't find him in here again like I did before.
Hold on.
Anyway, he takes a bruise to the snout.
My boy.
They're at the end of the antagonist section on Scions, apparently.
And then for his extra success,
The hero book.
Mm-hmm.
With his extra success, he tries to establish a grapple. He kicks Snookums, and now he's grabbing his snout. You know, like you can do an alligator or a crocodile, so it can't open his mouth.
Okay. What to roll to get? Is there a roll for avoiding that?
So that's what he does with his extra successes.
Ah, okay.
The next round, him and Snookums will have to make
Opposing rolls.
yeah, the grapple. Well, they can only take grapple actions, so you could ignore Smoochums,
Smoochums.
And do an action yourself. In which case, he's just laying there as the guy gets a better grip on him. Though I guess I'd still let him make a resistance roll.
297.
Yep, I got it. Thank you, ma'am.
So one of the guys right up on Sasha takes a swing at her. Well, the other one that was right up on him. Much like the guy over that was dealing with Robert, this guy, his face suddenly looks very flush, and there's smoke trailing out behind his fist as he swings it at you. So either close combat or athletics and dexterity.
Just one success all over the place.
Alright, so one to hit you. Your success gets rid of one of his. He's still that's still one for him. I've got to get the physical copies of these books so I can have them splayed out like I need them.
So I am bruised.
Well,
Well,
let's
figuratively.
see.
You're on fire.
All right. So yes, you take a bruise, or your bruised health level. It's not actually a bruise you take; it's a rather grievous burn, as this attack is aggravated.
Okay.
Which has more to do with how rough it'll be to heal up than anything else.
Okay. She's going to be like over her shoulder, telling her grandmother to get back inside, and or if she is like nearby, get inside, call the cops, and, close the door to the back.
You hear her ushering the customer and her grandson towards the back. Though you think you hear a shot. You think you hear somebody racking a shotgun.
Ah, Grandpa. Because the little kid got the camera out.
You can't really tell the way your grandmother's between them.
Yeah.
And then the one other normal guy runs up and takes a swing at you himself. Nothing funky with his hands, though. I was joking about TPK, but man, some of these guys are rolling good. So he got 3 successes.
1!
Alright, so if you've got another bruise, you take another bruise. If you don't, you take an injury. Which depends on, I think, what your stamina is. Let me make sure they still call it that. Yeah.
Stamina plus something else. I think like under a certain amount of stamina, you just have like goes bruise, injured, maim taken out.
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
If you have 3 or more stamina, you get a second bruise track. If you have 5 stamina, if you have 3 or 4, you get a second. If you have 5, you get a third.
Don't have to worry about any of that.
Okay.
So, like, what's our 4th campaign?
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. Yeah, I think combat's going to go a little longer in this one than they did in Vampire. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next round. Let me double check and see if we keep initiative or if we roll it every time. This is you. Okay, at the start of the combat encounter, so we keep the same initiative. Thank God, because that would take forever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so top of the order. One of the players get to go. Who wants to go? I'm just going to throw out there that strategically, you might look at whoever's in the most danger and let them go before their enemies get a chance to go.
Which one of us is in the most danger?
From the sound of things, it's between me and you, possibly. Not sure.
Okay.
Flippy for it?
Sure.
Heads or tails?
We'll go with tails.
Now, another thing I would throw out
Garrett's-
here is don't forget to be using your momentum.
What does
Well, how
it
do we
do?
use it, sir?
You
If
spend a
that makes
point, you
it
get an extra dice on whatever you're rolling.
Is it an extra automatic success or extra just
Dice.
dice to roll? Okay.
They add to your dice pool.
Okay. Go Duba.
Alrighty. I'm trying to think of what Robert would want to do in this situation. Because again, he's at least gotten away from the three.
Might as well start taking some kneecaps out.
Non-lethal damage, maybe?
I mean, it's not gonna kill him.
No, the bullet doesn't kill him, it's the blood loss.
I mean, one shot they'll go down.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, if it's to the kneecap, though.
Just trying to think. Okay, let me see. So the one that did the fire attack and the other guy that grappled him are charging at him.
Yes, they're still moving forward.
He is going to take a shot at the fella that came at him or did the fire attack. I mean,
The fire, okay.
So what was you saying earlier, Eric? If it was like if I'm doing a firearms with a firearm, it's a bonus one, or is that got to be something I specialize in?
If you're specialized in firearms, you get a one enhancement from the specialty, but using a firearm with a firearm skill gives you a +1 enhancement, regardless.
Okay, cool. So that means I'll get a +1 to this regardless.
Right, as long as you roll at least one success.
Yeah. Okay, so it'd be.
You can also spend some momentum. I don't think anybody would hold it against you.
And if we use 3 of it in this fight, we get 1 XP at the end.
I'm sure I'll burn a momentum.
All right, so add an extra dice to your roll.
All right, and we all reduce our momentum pool by 5 to 5.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that momentum off to the right under
Yeah.
patron is supposed to be
It's the
5
group.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, the momentum pool is shared amongst everyone.
okay. So it's down to 5.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Okay, so dexterity for firearm.
Yes.
Okay. So dexterity, firearm.
Full
And-
ammo. 1 dice.
There ain't no reroll either. Okay. But would I even get a 1 or 2? Anything?
Nope, because for any of those enhancements to kick in, you have to have at least one success on the actual
There ain't
roll.
nothing I can do to reroll.
I do not believe that is anything you can do with momentum, no.
How do you add a momentum to this?
Let's see. Nope, I don't see anything about rerolls.
It doesn't have any way to automatically add or to add a momentum, so would you roll that separately?
I guess.
Just
Uh,
roll
Well,
a
I guess
d10.
1d10 and see what you get for the momentum.
Whoop, wrong button.
Oh, no.
Not you.
I was
I
experimenting
mean,
with the dice roller.
all right, so he had
okay.
5
I mean, I'll
dice.
roll a d10. Just throw it out there.
Oh.
That's
Nope.
not a. That's
That's still a
not
fail.
success. Still a fail. Even though that'd be a success in vampire, not here.
All right, so
Nope.
you miss.
Probably the fact in which he's getting kind of jittery is just like I really don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to call it a day.
And you guys get 1 momentum for his failed roll.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Balance in all things.
Balance as all
Sadly.
things should be. All right. Then it's a bad guys go. We're gonna cut over to the guys facing Jaden. Rocky is going to take a swing at you.
Well, depends on how close, because I do have that table I threw. So.
You said you laid it down sideways.
And I'm ducked behind it. Yeah.
yeah, she's using it as a barricade of sorts.
Yeah, it's barricade of sorts.
Also, how far away was he?
Yeah, because we weren't that close to the door, and they just came in through the door.
He did take a big step though.
But how big of a steppy step?
Close enough that he can move up to you and clock you this round.
That means he moved a lot more. Because if I'm envisioning a building, we're kind
Well,
of
that's true.
like
How big an area are you thinking that your little schooling area is? I was just picturing like a typical kind of shopping or strip mall storefront.
Well, it's a building. You kind of need a space, especially if you have multiple classes going. So something like that. I don't know if you can see my square in the Roll20 page. I just kind of
No, I can't. Though it might not be
Let's see
zoomed
if I
out enough.
draw shape.
Yeah.
So like
I'm not seeing it either.
come on. Stop
Like-
scrolling over Duba's name.
Like how many feet by how many feet?
Yeah. Just give us a.
There it is.
Say, can you see it now?
I can see it.
Like 40 feet by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 35.
Well, I'm assuming it's bigger. This is just like door would be like
But, like,
Okay, this is a
here,
bigger spot than I was thinking of. So okay.
and then like the tables are like here and there.
In that case, he's going to charge at you at full speed, essentially taking effectively taking like a multiple actions.
Okay.
So I'm going to half his die pool.
I'm about to be like, wait, a building I envisioned was a bit bigger. Like you can't see it here, and I'm not gonna like elaborate the entire like Roll20 for it, but like, yeah, she was like over here. She pushed
He still got 1 success.
Okay, what do I roll?
It'd be close combat and dexterity.
Close combat or athletics.
Yeah, you can do either one. Give yourself an enhancement for the having the table kind of in the way.
Okay. So that's a +1, right? If I get anything.
If you get anything.
Get 2. So that's 3.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He does some damage to the table itself because I'm not picturing a real sturdy table. I'm picturing kind of folding table type stuff.
Yeah, like that. Those wooden ones you kind of see that the ends fold in. They break.
I know in wrestling they break if you dive on them, but yeah.
Yeah,
Especially on the ladder.
Unless they're in Japan.
Sturdy table over there.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Japan, then you break in half.
Yeah.
I thought that was Russia.
All right. So that's the. Oh wait, I forgot. His buddies come up behind him, but they spend all their moves basically branching out from away from him and getting around that table. So they'll be able to reach you without any trouble next time, but that's all they're doing. Then it's another player's turn.
Sasha, you're next.
Yeah.
Okay. Smoochums is going to try to break elusive grapple.
All right.
I'm going to get my sheet back up because I closed that. And
his might.
It was manipulation, close combat, or might close combat.
Does Smookum? Did y'all find stats for Smookums? Smoochums?
It doesn't have any.
So
like
the
might or
primary
anything.
pool
I'll paste it in.
is like biting, chasing, being a good boy. Secondary pool is grappling, athletics, and tracking.
All right, athletics is what
I
this is
put it in
falling
there.
under. So you use his secondary pool.
Okay, so 7 and what else? Close combat.
Uh,
Oh wait, no.
in this case, just use his secondary pool.
Okay, so just roll 7d10.
Because this isn't you giving him orders. This is just somebody's grabbed it. He's trying to get loose.
Gotcha.
Now we'll make a note to study up on pets closer for next time.
1 success.
Yep.
Okay.
Smoochums is startled. Usually this is Snuggles. This is very uncomfortable.
Batty only got 1 success. Will count Smoochums as a player since he belongs to a player, so ties go to him. So he does not manage to break free because he has to have an extra success for that, but he is in control of the grapple. The guy's still holding his mouth, but now he's under Smoochums and kind of pinned to the ground. Not pinned like arms pinned to his side, but he's being held on the ground.
Yeah. The death roll is now in Smoochum's favor.
Now, what do you want to do? What is Sasha going to do?
Can she faint herself? Or no?
Faint, I think, was giving it to
another player.
Specifically another person.
Okay.
Can spend momentum.
She's gonna just kind of go on defensive. Like, she knows that with 3 of them, she can't really beat them. So she's just gonna try and hold until she knows her grandma's probably calling the cops. She heard the shotgun go. So she's going to kind of hold her ground and keep them from going inside.
Okay.
Full defense action, go.
I'm trying to find the combat rules. Is there one for full defense?
Yeah, it doubles the successes you get for defense rolls, but you can't take any other action.
She's gonna do that.
Okay.
What page is that on? Origins.
All right, so the 2 of them that can attack you are going to attack you because they go next. All right, so the one with the fire hands got 3 successes.
Okay. Doing dexterity close combat to dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I can double that.
What's 2 times
Yeah,
0?
you can.
Still 0.
Oh, that's more momentum though.
Can you use your momentum defensively?
You can use momentum on any roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got us a momentum. Well,
You're getting your ass
try it
kicked
on
in the
the next-
process. It's not great.
I mean, burn more if you need to.
I don't think I can do it after the fact unless DM says I can.
I'll let you in this case because we're all still new to this.
Okay.
Use a lot of it.
Use 3.
Is 8 a
So
success?
eight success?
8
Eight
is the
success.
first
Hey,
success.
I got 2.
You got 2.
So that
So one just to make
4.
one for a success,
Or-
and so that takes care of his 2 extras, which it essentially makes a tie. So, all right, so you got out of his way. Then the other guy takes some.
The full defense hold until my next turn.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Dexterity
Next
plus
guy
combat
gets no
again.
successes, so it doesn't matter.
We're all at 6 again.
Mm-hmm.
which means we burned
2.
2 momentum now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, no, y'all be down to 5 because she spent 1,
Yeah.
and the spending one
Which means I
it wasn't a
wouldn't-
failure.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, but
That'd
we
be
got
fine.
one.
No.
Because
no.
Robert.
We got one.
Yeah, but we were at 5 then. And
Yeah.
Robert gave us
Because-
6.
Yeah.
Because somebody
Yeah.
else had already
They-
spent 1.
And then
and
I used 1.
So we're at 5.
Okay.
Because Robert spent 1, but then got 1 back for failing.
Okay.
So that was a total of net of 0.
Mhm.
All right, so that is. Let's see. Rap went. They went. Sasha went. Those bad guys went. The ones facing Connor go.
Okay.
The startled one runs up on you. He has pulled a knife out of his pocket.
Okay.
He gets 1 success
Mm-hmm.
and has a complication on him for being, half blind. So
Yeah.
So nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Sparky takes another swipe at you with his electrified hand.
Okay.
Gets 1 success.
I got 4
No
to
problem.
defend.
Jesus.
Other guy does not get any successes, so he completely whiffs.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the more advanced students have moved up to engage the guy you poked in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I got real excited, but that was all 7s except for that 10. All right, so that guy is engaged at this point.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, one of them knocks him out because he's already sitting there with 2. Well, no,
I'll take it.
Maimed is not taken out, is it?
No.
Okay, he looks like he's just
Maimed-
barely keeping his feet.
Maimed is the step just before it,
Yeah.
but
So they're rattling his cage pretty good. You can see Jen standing up and moving forward. He looks pretty pissed.
I can imagine.
You're paying for this.
He only gets 2 successes. But he'd have a specialty, so there is that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he manages to apply a bruise to one of them. Not the electrified guy. As well as establishing grapple. Basically, he runs up, kind of kidney punches him behind, and then grabs an arm and kind of locks it. That which leaves. Did I already roll for Sparky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, they're done. That's right. That's why I went to the NPCs in the area. Sasha's, I forgot to mention her grandfather would have come out with a shotgun.
Grandpa got no chill.
Grandpa didn't fire no warning shot.
Yeah.
No, he's
Your warning was the hippo dog.
Yeah, Grandpa runs out. As he's running towards the door, he sees you take a flaming hand, to the side of the head. He's like, nope. All right, so he got 1 success plus 1 because he's using a firearm, so that's counts as 2 successes against Fireboy. Fireboy got 1 success, so Fireboy takes a. Was he already injured? Had Fireboy already been injured?
I don't believe so, because Sasha hasn't done any kind of combat moves aside from dodging, and Smoochums has been wrestling with the one guy that is not Fireman.
Okay, yeah, he's right on my keyboard.
And we've lost somebody because the video just went a little wonky.
Yeah, Deca.
Uh-oh, Deca.
I saw his video stopped. We could still hear him, and now he gone.
Deca, come back.
And he complains that I leave him.
You
for
can blame it
last.
on Eric.
Hey. No, we move in together. You do that. I'm gonna walk outside and just.
I know. Just a good old firm gip slap. Just bang.
Yeah. He's back.
Now, Deca,
No.
next week
No,
when
he-
I invite you to
he-
the Zoom call last, I
he
don't
dropped
want to
from
hear no crap
Discord.
about it.
He's not in Discord.
Now he's in Discord.
Welcome back.
But his camera looks like it's frozen up again.
Nah, he's still there.
Oh, he's moving.
No.
He just ain't talking.
Y'all don't worry about me. Y'all have combat. I don't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got spiced tea.
Uh-huh.
Where was I? Oh, right. Grandpa was shooting.
Grandpa
Had done damage.
firing at somebody.
Mm-hmm. Actually, what are the tags for a shotgun? Because shotguns are one of those things in there that have special tags. Now that I think about it.
Probably
Firearm,
messy.
lethal, loud, and ranged.
How does it not have messy?
Unless you decide to fire rubber pellets at that SOB, yeah, it's
Mhm.
gonna be lethal.
Yeah.
So anyway, he hits the guy. Some of the pellets catch him on the shoulders. Not a good centered shot or anything.
Mhm.
But he screams. The other guy swinging at you starts to back off. Smoochums kind of gives a start because he hasn't been exposed to a lot of firefights.
No.
You see the guy with the burning hands. His complexion starts to go back to normal, and the fire has left his hands. He looks like he's about to.
Got more where that came from.
That's more or less what Gramps says. Okay, so that was those. All right, now we've got another player's turn.
I'll go. First is Sparky between me and the truck that came barreling through the front door?
Yeah, or at least with just a quick sidestep, you can line that up.
Okay. So I need to switch this to might. As he retracts the Jingu Bong and sort of sidesteps as he's turning, and he'll sort of hold it in both hands and extend it again and try to just basically bat swing with it at this guy.
All right.
And I'm gonna expend 2 out of the momentum pool.
All right. I don't hear any objections from any of the other players.
So 4,
We're
5
at
successes
3
total.
right now.
No,
3.
no, hold on. That's right. Hold on. No, it's 3 successes for right now. 4. Technically,
All right. He gets 1 success to avoid it.
okay. So
So he goes from so you'd already bruised him, so that he goes to injured now.
yes, and I will use the last 2 successes to use shove and knock this fool 8 meters backwards into the hood of the truck as hard as possible. Hopefully, adding another injury, maybe.
I'll let it do that this time.
Okay. Basically, just batter up into the truck. Get the home run sound for Smash Brothers.
There's a mildly disapproving look on Jen's face. Just because that's not how you use a bow staff.
No, it's not.
It works.
You're quite certain he will not argue with the effectiveness of it, but that's not how you're supposed to use a bow staff.
Yeah.
Clearly, you need training.
Yeah, that's why he's going to be training with Jin to get that specialty.
And then we've got, I think we've got one more player that hasn't gone.
Yeah. I believe so.
No, I think we've all went.
Did Robert?
I think
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
No, I was the first one. Then it was
Sasha, then
Sasha.
me.
Yeah, I was last.
Okay.
Yeah, that was everybody.
I'd lost track. Okay. In that case, the last bad guys need to go. And that would be the guys on Robert, I think.
Mm-hmm.
probably.
All right. The guy that had thrown the hammer at you that still hasn't gotten very close. He is heading back to the vehicle.
Okay. So it still leaves me with 2.
Fire Hands comes at you, takes another swing.
Okay.
He got 2 successes.
And what am I rolling to counter him?
Close combat
Dexterity and-
dexterity or dexterity athletics, whichever one you want to go with.
Okay. Here we go. Please.
Or now that I think about it, might close combat would also work if that's what you're better at.
No, dexterity is what I'm better at.
All right, so it takes 1 success just to hit you, and then 1 adds to your defense effectively, so that it becomes a tie, which goes to the player. The other guy gets no successes. Basically, it's like he's trying to charge you, but you're in the doorway, and the fire guy's already up there close, so he can't actually. It's like he's trying to kind of awkwardly punch from around the corner, and it just ain't working.
Okay.
All right, top of the order again. Who goes first?
Do you want to, dear, or do you want me to go ahead and go?
As a player, I think Sasha's is mostly good. It's probably better if you go, if Robert goes.
Mm-hmm. Because Sasha has her grandfather out there with her now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have no
by yourself,
backup.
dude.
I have
you're by
like
yourself,
no
my
at
dude.
this point.
It's gotta get one good lick on the fire hands, and the rest of them will go.
Well, to most people, it'll be like, well, try and keep shooting. But at this point, He's going to improvise. Since it's a revolver, it's got a thick buttstock. He's going to spin it around and pistol whip. Try to clock fire hands in the head.
All right, give me a roll.
All right. What kind of roll am I giving you? I know close combat.
Close
this
combat.
switched to
It could be Dex or Might, whichever way you want it.
okay, and what's our momentum right now?
3.
3.
3.
Oh, haven't been keeping up closely enough.
Yeah. How much you burning?
You can use all 3. We're fine.
Well, that would empty our pool. Yeah, we would definitely get experience for that. But
I'll
That'd
at
be 2
least burn.
experience.
I'll at least burn 1 and make it
All
drop down to 2.
Okay.
Huh?
So roll this.
Oh!
And then you were gonna.
He's already said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
the
3
momentum didn't-
successes. He got 1.
Jesus. Clocked him. You have
let's
what,
see.
1 to spend?
Hadouken.
Well, yeah, it'll take one success to match his, and then what is it? One to that his
One to
counteract,
hit
so
him.
I have 1 to spare.
Uh-huh.
I guess go for a knockout hit with the pistol. Just pop him 1 good time, see if it takes him down, or at least knocks him out. Or does that count 2 points?
That
for
would be actually taken out. Would be required to knock him out.
Okay.
You could always do the shove. You go whack, and he goes flying off the porch.
Piss on. We're gonna do a shove. Essentially, take that pit instead of going downward. It's an upper swing.
So you
Come around with it, cock him.
You catch him in the chin. He just kind of goes back up off the porch. He kind of knocks his buddy back, and he sees that you knocked him back all the way off the porch. With a one-handed swing. And that guy turns tail. He runs down. His buddy's trying to get up. He grabs him. The fire around his hands has gone out. And it's kind of one of those half-drag stumbles back to the car. The other guy had already gotten in the driver's seat, so they peel out.
Robert, he's bracing against the door frame, well, that could have been worse. I'm glad at least I was able to scare them off. Because no one expects the carpenter.
Let's see. Next up are some baddies. Well, I guess I just had them use their turn to run away, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do
All
that,
right,
yeah.
then it's a player.
I'll go.
Okay.
Probably. Well, she's gonna hold the defense and smooch him as well. Do smooch him things. If she's still wrestling with that guy, still in grapple,
Yes.
just go continue to grapple to keep him kind of.
Okay. Give me a
pushed.
roll with his primary. Unfortunately, this is athletics, which makes it secondary for these guys. Nope, but 3 successes.
Nope.
1?
1?
One
Yeah.
success.
We gotta get you.
Isn't primary 9 dice?
If it's athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, grapple falls into
Yeah, grappling and
athletics.
athletic is
Okay.
a secondary goal.
Well, he just said it was your primary. I was like, wait, that's 9 dice.
I mean, I can
But,
roll 9
yeah,
dice. I
you're
will
right.
happily roll 9 dice. But grappling and athletic are in its secondary
Yeah,
goal.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go with it like it is. Alright, so this guy got the most successes, so he manages to get out of the grapple. And he starts running for their vehicle. There's a monster and a crazy guy with a shotgun. who's just shot one of his buddies. Yeah, it's probably time to go.
Yeah, she's still recording. She had never stopped recording. And since she never took a swing, I mean,
Let's see. Fire Hands seems to be a little bit in shock. You know, he's just kind of sitting there. He shot me.
you threw a brick through his windows.
Never mind the fish-shaped burn mark on his granddaughter. The other guy kind of grabs him and gives him a shake. Let's go. Let's go. So they all wind up piling back in their vehicle and take off. Your grandfather is kind of watching her. You okay, Sasha?
I'm fine. I'm fine. She's like trying to get Smoochums back inside. Like, come on. Let's not cause a scene in
Get
the
your
house.
grandmother to give you some ointment for that burn. I'm sure she got some aloe vera in there.
Okay.
And you start to hear police sirens in the distance.
Yeah, she's trying to get Smoochums in before like other people start showing up. Like, come on, hippo butt, let's go.
You see at least one person across down the street a little ways. It's a distance off. He's not getting any closer, but
A guy with flaming hands and a giant hippo lion croc dog. So yeah, I don't blame him.
Mhm.
well, I don't know. I wouldn't call him a giant. He's small
Large.
for a croc, a lion, or a hippo.
Yeah, still.
Did Sasha give Hilarious her phone number?
She probably would
we-
have like given everyone her number after some cajoling.
Yeah. Okay. At some the combat hasn't like concluded yet, right?
No, we're
No,
still
there's other
dealing
people
with
going.
Connor
Yeah.
and Jason.
Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Let's see. That was Sasha went. They went. And I've got some more baddies to go.
Mm-hmm.
The one's dealing with Jaden. Two of them are walking up and trying to establish a grapple.
Okay.
Basically, you got the two on each side. Each of them are running up trying to grab you by an arm.
Okay. Dexterity athletics, I'm assuming.
Yes. No successes for the first one. One for the second one.
Cool.
Not a problem.
And with the other two, like she's gonna back up a bit since they try to come at her. She will be putting some distance between herself after those attempted grapples.
The big guy steps over the table and comes at you.
Okay.
He got a success.
No successes.
All right, so that's one
Effectively.
success.
Hey, but we got a momentum.
Oh, that's true. So y'all are up to 4 now?
Yeah. 3.
3.
Oh, that's right, because y'all have been spending.
Oh, that's right. I could have used the momentum to dodge. Right?
Yeah. But I think you're fine because he said he needed one to hit you in the first place.
Yes, but damage costs 0. So the fact that he hit automatically
Fair.
means he can do damage. So you take a bruise or
Sure.
an injured or whatever you're at.
This is my first hit.
Okay, then you're just bruised. Nothing too bad.
It won't be bad until after 2 more bruises. So.
Oh, that's right. You're one of the sturdier.
Yeah,
folks.
you're the tank.
Super beefy.
Let's see. Was that? I think it's the next 2 players go now.
Yes, Jaden will go next. She will do dexterity firearms.
Shitty bang bang.
Shitty bang bang. Got the big beefy guy.
All right.
Are you using any momentum?
And she's gonna use 2 momentum.
Hell yeah.
1 success, and that's another 1 because of my specialty.
And another 1 because you're using a firearm with firearm skill.
Yeah.
I
And
believe.
then
3 successes.
Oh.
No successes
And
on that. So we
it's
get
3,
another
yeah.
momentum.
Woo! We're at what?
Well,
No,
2?
no.
no,
That's
we don't get any more momentum.
that's
Okay,
part of that
we're at
initial
1.
roll that had the 1
Oh,
success.
never mind.
Yeah,
Never
so we're
mind.
still at
Okay.
we're at 1.
Okay. So yeah, I got at least
Oh,
3
good.
successes.
He got no successes. So he's
Oof.
now injured.
So I just learned something interesting.
What's
Aw.
that?
Well, I was looking for like split it, how to like do like split dice to try to hit the 2 guys that are like almost KO'd
Mm-hmm.
on my turn. I realized there's something called 10 again.
That's
If
right.
a player
The dice explode.
If a player rolls a 10, that die gives 1 success and is rolled again. This is called 10 again, and it continues until no dice show a 10.
I had totally forgotten you had the exploding dice thing.
I
That
didn't
would have
know
been
that.
so useful.
Now,
did
none of
not
the
know
bad
that.
guys have been doing it either, so I guess it's been even. But
Yeah.
So, how many the pistol takes all 3, or can I like shove him away or something?
well, it's 1 to hit him. You do damage for
Yeah.
free, and that
Uh-huh.
leaves you with 2 successes to play with. So yeah, you could
Mhm.
knock him. You could blow him back. Like 6 feet, I guess.
She'll push him back with 1, and then shoot him again.
Well, let's see. If you're taking multiple actions,
That's
'Cause
what I
think
was checking on.
Shove is
I
1.
think you have to declare that it's multiple actions when you start,
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
and you can't stack up damages.
Mm.
Damages
You can cause him to go.
is usually just the one thing unless you get a crit. If you get a crit, then you do an additional damage. And crit is
Okay.
basically
You can
you have
cause
to
him
have
to
4
go.
extras.
You
Okay.
can cause him to go like prone or something.
Yeah. She'll
Just
push him over the table that he destroyed. Over the debris.
There we go.
That'll work. Yep, because knockdown trip is 1. So yeah. So he goes kind of stumbling back, hits that table, and goes down. You begin to hear sirens in the distance. One of the guys is actually going, come on, we got to go. The police are about here. And if her gun can hurt Mike, theirs is going to be able to. Then it's my last bad guys, but I think of the ones on Connor.
Yes.
Let's see. The students have managed to take out the one that was already kind of beat up. Jen seems to have firm control. So lightning hands that you knock back.
Into the hood of the car, yeah. Or truck, whatever it was.
Yeah, which I think put him at injured.
I think he's at maimed, actually.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the wrong one.
You allowed for an extra injury for the knockback into a vehicle.
So yeah, he kind of stumbled. He's looking around. He sees one of his guys is down. The older guy has got one. Seems to have him pretty well locked down. So he turns around. He runs basically out the busted window that the vehicle had left. Clearly, he's just trying to get away.
May I take my action?
I guess technically you could take the first action of the next round.
I haven't gone yet.
Have you not?
No.
No, he was the last one.
Oh, you'd have gone before this guy then did.
Oh, I would have gone before him?
Yeah, you would have gone before him then. There's a 0 player
Okay.
slot and then the 0.
Yeah, I'm
PC,
just gonna
NPC.
step up, twirl the staff, and just try to clock him over the head with it.
All right, roll it.
Bonk.
Basically.
Go to horny jail.
So 2 successes.
All right, he got 2 successes. Ties go to the player. Damage is free.
Bonk.
Bonk.
And he just kind of goes, his eyes just roll up. And he just.
Of course, y'all saying this, all I can think of one other thing. It's hell kabong! Pop! But anyway,
Yeah, that he's gonna turn and look at the guy that Jen has grappled. It's like, now shall we continue?
That guy's kind of. He just kind of starts patting her. Nope, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Then lay down and stay there.
He lays down, hands like that. Jen lets go of the arm, so he's just laying there face down. Jen stays close by, orders a couple of the more advanced students to keep a watch. And then he starts asking around to make sure the younger students are okay. Some of the actual kids that were here are fairly upset. A couple of them think it's really cool, but and they're really talking about the whole
Sparky hands.
Sparky guys.
See, probably that and the sudden Ryu Jingubong nonsense too. Extending. Well, that yeah.
Probably driving through a window's a bit more terrifying.
Well, yeah.
At
just
some point,
pinch.
at some point, now that everyone's like all the baddies are like running away and whatnot, just because it's funnier this way, Sasha receives a call.
While she's sitting with her grandmother and like looking at her phone, just like other side that grandma's not messing with. Yes.
I totally forgot. I forgot. Like, if someone calls and it's like the news media or someone, don't answer it. They're just gonna fucking do something for clicks.
How are you?
I'm fine. What's wrong?
If you go outside, be careful.
Like, they look out their apartment window.
No, it's like a normal day. Be kind of dull,
Someone
actually.
outside.
I think because of what we did, at least I got attacked. I don't know if anyone else did.
Shit. All right. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You hear her grandmother coming over like, don't lie to that boy.
I'm not lying to them. I'm fine. It's just a
You're
burn.
like, ow. Aloe vera. All right. Well, I guess I'll call everybody else and make sure we're all good. Question mark.
I think you're the one that has all of the numbers.
I will. I got this.
Okay. Bye.
Keep your head down.
Click.
Bye. As they hear about everything else, like a car going through the dojo, Robert getting beaten up at work, and Jalen too. I'm like, shit. They look outside again.
Lock the door.
Click. I'll shoot a text to all of them like, y'all can sleep over at my apartment if you like. I'm pretty sure they don't know where I live yet or which one I stay in.
Now I'm just picturing frat boys going door to door. Excuse me, does a YouTuber live here? Okay, sorry to bother you.
well, we established that they own like the whole second floor to like the complex.
So basically, information is exchanged. Everybody knows everybody
Yeah.
except Telarius was attacked.
Yeah.
Now nobody was attacked at their homes.
Mm.
It was all businesses, basically that because the news reports had mentioned Robert, working next door, so it was nothing to. Well, they drove by to check, and he was there, so they jumped him.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like he's walking home unless you want him to take well, I guess he could take the time to change his tire out.
Does he keep a spare?
Well, yeah.
Does he keep a spare?
Hey,
Strikes me as something a
You think I-
handyman would do for sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Or at
he
least
that
to
was-
fix a flat.
He has like a donut.
Yeah, he has that one good tire that's just good enough to get him to one destination.
Mm-hmm.
Roundabout. She's just like, well, good thing I have at
Good.
least 1 or 2 spare tires at home.
Good enough to get him to Pet Boys.
He
Pretty
could probably
much.
patch it. It was just the knife just went straight in and back out.
And
Oh, from the way when you said it earlier, I thought he like kind of like did a cut motion where like slashed it and make it just flatten. I'm like, ugh.
oh,
No, he wasn't quite that strong. All right. It's after 9. I guess we can go ahead and start wrapping up. So at this point, our band, who hasn't officially declared themselves a band yet, well, you know they're out to get you.
Oh yes.
So how do you guys plan to deal with this? In very general terms, what are the player or the characters' plan of action for next week?
Connor would suggest, hey, since they're after us anyway, might as well just all get together.
Sasha would
Yeah.
definitely be turning over the video to the police and possibly to Talarius because they know how to get things moving, it appears.
I can get that.
Yeah, Robert would just kind of like call a homer. Like,
Hilarious would offer. No, go ahead. I just didn't hear you for a sec.
no, you're good. No, Robert would have just called the homer. I'm like, yeah, I apologize. I might be a little bit delayed on doing a few repairs. A few problems have come up on the workshop, but don't worry, I'll still get done in a timely manner. Don't you fret.
Okay, well, you've been on schedule so far, so okay. One delay isn't something they're going to worry too much about. And truthfully, they did not do much damage to the building.
The ball peen hammer was the most damage.
That's a little scuff or crack you're going to do something about. But
he would mainly tell them that just so like if the others want to do something a little bit more
you're lying
a little
to
bit
them, I
more straightforward, he's covering his tail just in case he cannot actually do any
see.
work.
There's been a delay because I got other shit to do.
Yeah, there's a delay. I've got some frat boys ass to go kick. I'll be back.
Hilarious would offer their their apartment complex, the top floor of it, to if they need a place to stay. But as far as like dealing with them, it's gonna be like online smear campaigns against the alpha dogs.
Alpha Delta Omega.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it in my head. I was like, I didn't get it right.
But and all of you except Talarius end up talking to the police again. Well, and maybe Robert. The police. You might have seen some police in the neighborhood because somebody heard shots fired, but.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they probably came by like there were shots reported being fired here. Yeah, they were me. And he would explain to them why. Like,
Okay.
Some frat boys were trying to assault me. I was trying not to shoot them. I mainly just wanted to scare them and get them away. So I just fired a couple rounds to hopefully get them to run away. I seem to be somewhat successful. I'm sorry if
they take a description. Though most of those guys that they were getting out were putting the little bandana masks up. But.
Of course, Jaden will tell the police one of them was called Mike. Because she heard them when they were saying if she can shoot Mike, then the police can too and hurt him.
Yeah.
So.
And that would match up with something something Robert heard. But when he pulled the gun, I was like, oh man, we should have brought Mike.
Connor would set turn over, or at least send those pictures that he took of the 5 guys outside the dojo to the police
Okay.
as well.
They're at an odd angle, but the police are hopeful that they can get some. Oh, that's right. You were across the street, not right above them. Never mind. So yeah, they'll run the facial recognition on them and see what they come up with. One thing Connor would pick up is that there is a detective. Let's see, where was he? Leopold. Toti. How do you pronounce that? Toti? Odd last name. We'll go with Toti. That he seems to be the one in charge of investigating the Alpha Dogs. It seems to be his case, more or less. You speak to him briefly and give him the photos.
Yeah.
And he comments on the fact that they've got people out at multiple locations currently. And well, if they're after you, he figures he'll be seeing you around.
You may or may not be seeing more of them trussed up in front of the station.
Oh, that's you that's been doing that.
I don't like them messing with my grandpa.
I can understand that. All right, so we close out. You know they're after you. They know that you know that they're after you. We will pick up next session, probably at Hilarious' apartment. Whether or not you decide to stay there or not, we'll pick up with y'all having grouped together to discuss what's going on.
Yeah.
So let's see. Announcements. Should have a Monster of the Week game tomorrow. At least I haven't seen any messages to the contrary. Descent into Avernus D&D 5e will be Thursday. Friday's a rest day, and then Saturday is the Stolen Cities. Then the week starts up on Monday with Cap's Troubleshooters, also D&D 5e, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. Again, I have been your oh crap, what do they call it? Story guy, that's what they call it in this game. Everybody's got to come up with funky names for the GM. Jason from Over the Nerd Tunnel. And with me has been Sarah playing Sasha, Rap playing Jaden, Eric playing Connor, Decca playing Talarius, and Duba playing Robert. And we will see y'all next week.
In lieu of me waving. Monkey.
Let's see. Are we collecting monkey stuff during all this? So is it a monkey keychain or a monkey chain?
It's a sun catcher.
Oh, okay.
So basically, return to monkey.
Return